friends, welcome back to my channel. It is time for me to do my hoarding closet update. I have all of my numbers and things written down from my various updates over the course of the year. So just in case you are new to this, I will link my other videos about this down below. I have made some really great progress. I will insert a clip at the end of this showing you guys my hoarding closet compared to my last update, which according to my notes was July 7th, and my most recent count, which I did on like December 20th, right before I left for my trip to Maine. Overall, I am really happy with my progress over the course of this year. I can't find my numbers from last January, so I don't know. I can't compare it directly from there. But overall, my last time I counted, I am down 35 items. I did take in 13 new items, but using up 35 items between July and December, I think is really great progress. So kind of here's where I'm at. Fair disclosure, this does not include the things I was given for Christmas or my Bath & Body Works haul, which it's just the nature of it. I didn't feel like going through and adding everything in, so these numbers won't be the most accurate, but I just wanted to show the progress, not including Christmas, for this next installment of my hoarding closet. So for travel lotions, I went from having 5 in July to now having 1, which is really exciting. I also increased my travel body washes. I went from having 0 to having 1, which isn't terrible. Again, I've always told you guys, I'm not going to pass up getting a free item. I want to use that. I want to be able to get value out of it. It gets me a really great feeling. And I've actually discovered a couple of new scents that I've liked through the travel items that I've gotten for free. For shampoo, I'm really excited. I had 5 in July and now I am down to 0. Super excited about that. I think it's really awesome progress. I can't remember the time I've not had a ton of shampoo in my closet before, so that's really awesome and phenomenal and very exciting. For conditioners, I had 3 and now I'm down to 1, which isn't terrible. I go through conditioner quicker than I go through shampoo. For face wash, I had 5 and now I have 3. Face wash is definitely something I want to focus on, something I want to let you guys know in the video. In these numbers, I don't include in the hoarding closet items that Ben uses, so like men's deodorant, men's body wash, the face wash that's from Simple that Ben uses. I don't count that in here because those are all things that I won't be using, and Ben's not a hoarder like I am, so just kind of know that in the back of your head. For body exfoliants, I had 15 and now I have 13. For body lotions, I had 34 and now I have 31. For thicker like body butters or like lotions, whatever you want to call them. They keep changing the name at Bath & Body Works. I had 18 and now I'm down 16. I'm actually surprised. I feel like in previous winters I have gone through my collection much faster, but this time around I don't know what's going on. I'm just not using them as quickly. I don't know. For body wash, I'm really happy about this category. I was with 30 in July and now I'm down to 25. That means I've used 5 body washes and I've been focusing on my larger drugstore ones. Those we're talking like 12 plus ounces. And so I'm really happy that I used 5. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but when I get into my Bath & Body Works ones, those are 10 ounces. So if I can crank through 5 body washes that are over 10 ounces, when I start just focusing on the Bath & Body Works ones, they are gonna fly right by. For hair straightening spray, so like hair heat protectant spray, I had 3, now I'm down to 1. For my travel body sprays, I had 3 and now I have 2. I'd like to get that completely out of my collection by my next 6-month update. My big body sprays, I had 10, now I have 7. Again, it would be ideal if in the next year I could get all 7 of those done. That'd be really awesome. I don't know if I could pull that off though. For hand lotion, no change. I had 2. I still have 2. They're just sitting in my closet. I keep getting other hand lotions and using those ones first and keep forgetting about those closet ones. They're like about a year old now, so they need to become a priority very soon in my life. For Hair care products. This is a really disappointing category for me. I had 8 and now I have 15. I think I've mentioned to you guys a couple of times. I feel like I have been really inundated with like hair serums and hair oils and things that don't take much product when you first are using it. So they're going to take me a while to use and I keep like amassing them. So I really like to focus on that, but I don't really know how to go about it just because I've really narrowed down my subscription services. I've canceled a lot of them and I'm really happy. I feel like, especially in December, I just felt like this relief of not having tons of products coming in. I do miss it because I like the variety, but like hair care is something that's in subscription services and they're normally very healthy sample sizes. So I'm looking forward to hopefully not getting too many of them from my Sephora and Birchbox. That way I'll be able to really focus on those deluxe size, full size serums that I already have. For makeup removers, had 5 down to 3. I do not worry about that number at all just because I remove makeup pretty much every day, so they're gonna get used up. It's not a big deal. For face moisturizers, had 5 down to 4. When I talk about face moisturizers, I'm including like under eye cream, day and night cream, so I don't think that category is going to be an issue for me. Face masks, no change there. I had 3 in July and I still have 3. I really need to focus on face masks. They're a real weakness of mine, and I don't think it's a bad thing to hoard like paper masks or sheet masks or like cream single-use masks, but I've got like tubs and tubes of face masks that just need to be used up, and I'm not as good about using those as I am using the sheet masks or single face masks. For toothpaste, still the same. I'm at 4, still have 4. I've definitely used those, but they're so easy to coupon that I tend to put a lot in my collection and cycle through them, so I'm not surprised that that number hasn't changed. For face exfoliants, this is a really exciting one. I had 4 and now I have 0. I actually didn't know what to do when I had finished my other one up in the shower because I went to my hoarding closet and I was like, I don't have any face exfoliators. Like, I don't have any samples. I don't have anything. So I had to go out and buy one for the first time. So I treated myself to the Vasanti one because it's the one that I really liked out of all the samples I've used up. And I've tried using like cheaper drugstore ones, and ever since using the Vasanti one, you just can't go back. So I'm pumped about that progress. It's a little nerve-wracking because I'm always used to having something. You know, I'm never used to going without really, but it's good. It's okay. It's normal. It's what I keep telling myself. That's like the goal of all of this, is to get down to a normal level. For general face products, this is another category that I'd like to work on. For this, I'm talking like toners or like serums or things that I didn't want to include as like a moisturizer. I had 3 and now I have 8. That really comes down to subscription services because, again, those services tend to throw lots of serums and things in there, especially like BoxyCharm is where I amassed a lot of face serums or like face products that aren't quite moisturizers. So I do want to get that down to a more sizable number because 8 is just too many for me. So overall, I really am enjoying doing this. I think that it really is nice for me to focus on. I've always kind of focused on it, but never kept like hard track of numbers. If I'm being honest, I still really want to work on my 2 biggest categories, which are general body lotions. Those are like spring and summer ones, and then my body washes. I feel like I'm going to be able to cut my body wash supply in half by the end of next year, so by the end of 2016. I feel confident I can go from 25 to like 12 or 13. I don't think that's going to be an issue for me, but it's still the body lotions. I really have to not buy not the thicker lotions, because those I'm okay buying because I normally go through those a lot quicker, but the, you know, basic body lotions from Bath & Body Works, those I really need to make sure I don't buy any because 31 is a lot, and as I've noticed from my numbers, the most I seem to be able to use in like a 6-month period is 4. I could use like travel lotions and stuff in there, so maybe like 6 at the most if I'm including like 2 travel ones and then 4 large ones, but it's just a category that I think is going to take a long time because those lotions are thinner, and in the months that I'm using them, I don't need as much versus like right now, I've noticed like my elbows are really dry, so I feel like I'm going to make a good dent in my thicker lotions. And body exfoliants, I use those every week. I feel like I use a healthy amount of those, so even though that number is kind of high up there too, 16, I still feel like I can go through probably more than half of that in a year. So that's kind of my progress. I really hope that if you guys are doing something like this, I'd love to hear from you, hear your progress. If you have any tips for how to use any of these things aside from donating and giving them away, because I'm really determined to like use them. Like this is one of those things where I really want to get that satisfaction of using products. I love like finishing a shower at night and like taking out empty things and like putting new things in. Like it just feels good to use these things. So that is my ultimate goal. And at this point, anything in my collection that was really old, I made a point to use right at the very start of 2015. So the things in my collection now that I have left with are things that are probably from the last 2 or 3 years. So that number sounds kind of scary when you hear that, but I mean, I had things from probably 2009, easily 2008 in my collection, probably some like body fragrances that were from the early 2000s. So, I mean, those types of kind of archaic, ridiculously too old things that I have are now gone. So that's it for me. I will show you guys my little closet update, and I would love to talk to you in my next video. Bye.